finally doing the pet room tour. Hi everyone, it's me, Taylor with Pets in a Pod, and we have been waiting a long time for this video. I'm finally going to do a tour of the pet room. It is as done as it's going to be for a while. I will say there's some empty cages in there, but I don't plan on filling them anytime soon, and so it's now more than ever to do a tour of the pet room. So let's go ahead and start with the door. This is something a lot of people talk about, and so the door is a big decision I made, and I did talk about this in my rabbit proofing video, but what I did is I took the original door and I split it in half. So here's your sneak peek of the pet room. But I split the door in half, and the reason for that is originally I had a pet gate here and I had the full door, and so I had to make a decision. If the door was open, the pet gate was closed, but the pet gate had rungs. And so with the rabbit free roaming, he could get through the rungs of the pet gate. Also, it just got kind of messy and not very eye appealing to have gates and doors. So I wanted to remove the gate. And if I was just gonna leave it as a solid door, that would mean I'd have to close my door off to this room all day, every day, so the rabbit wouldn't get out. But that's not fair to the rabbit. The rabbit then can't hear house noises. I can't look in my pet room as I walk by. I really just wanted a functional permanent gate. So we turned the door into the gate. So now I have a split door. This just stays closed, but now I'm able to look into the room. The sunlight from the room comes into the house. I can enjoy it better. When I'm in the room, I don't feel shut out. So this is just so much better. So let's go ahead and go inside. Since we're not going to be getting too many ground shots, I might as well show you Billy. So Billy is our free roam resident. You had a sticker on your foot, Billy. So Billy is our free roam resident here. He has no cage. He just has the entire room to himself. If you want to know how I pet proofed the room specifically for a rabbit, you can watch the video. I will link it below and you can check it out. It's very interesting. And if you are a rabbit person, I'm sure you'll love it. So this is Billy. He's our first resident of the pet room, and he has no cage. First, let's talk about this side of the room. So this side of the room is the most complete. All cages are set up and in place, as well as the misting system, lighting and timing and all of that. So the entire thing here, what you're seeing is just the top half. This enclosure is the Keelbelly Enclosure, the Gastrophilus praecina, which so many people love. And I've made tons of videos on. So these are my Gastrophilus praecina. There are 2 females and 1 male that live inside here. They have not bred yet. I have not found any eggs, and that's because mainly I've only had 2 of them for about 8 months now, and then I just got that 3rd edition, the second female, a month ago. So I'm hoping, you know, over time as they acclimate to each other, and since there's 2 females to 1 male now, they eventually will breed. And I promise, I will tell you guys when that happens. I know a lot of people comment on my old videos waiting on that. I will let you know. I will promise I will let you know. It just hasn't happened yet. Here to the left of me, we have my Leachianus gecko's cage. Her name is Sprig. I assume she's a female. I actually don't know her sex. So I assigned her female. But I don't plan on using for anything. She's purely a pet quality animal. She lives back here in an 18 by 18 by 36, which reminds me, if you wondered, this is a 36 by 18 by 36. So these literally are the same height, and they are on a rack that is 5.5 feet long. So these fit perfectly puzzle pieced together on the rack system. I'm sorry, I had to lower the brightness. I was looking funny. So the reason I moved to a rack system, even though I had a fully functional, perfectly fine cabinet, is because the cabinet, everything was solid in there. I couldn't move cages around. I also didn't have a choice in the size of cages in the cabinet because I bought it used. But with the rack system, I get to pick the cages that go in it. I got to pick the sizes of the racks, as well as I like the puzzle piece effect. I like that if I don't want this anymore, or if I get rid of Sprig's enclosure, I can swap things around, or I can move this to the bottom and then the bottom to the top. It's mobile. And if I move, I can work on a cage by cage basis, moving it, rather than the cabinet, which was entirely one thing and was a huge pain in the butt to move because it really just, it's one huge piece. But this, it appears to be one huge piece, but I am able to move them singularly if I need to, as well as work on cages singularly if I need to. And moving on from that, these are all fully controlled by, these are fully controlled light and misting systems, automatic. I don't have to do anything. It turns on automatically at 9 in the morning and turns off at 5 p.m. So these are controlled by Amazon Smart Switches. I just have one extension plugged into a single switch. So literally, if I do want to do it myself manually, all I just have to say is Echo, turn off the reptile lights, and they go off. So it's super simple, very easy. So it is very easy. And the misting system is not on an Amazon plug. It is a device I found on Amazon actually, and let me just show it to you right now. So something I did with the pet room is obviously from the front you just see cages and shelving, and we'll talk about that one in a second, but you just see cages and shelving. If you go to the side, which I've blacked out all the sides, if you go to the side, it's just solid. But behind the cages is where all the electrical and misting system equipment is. So this is my misting system box. And as you can see, there's an input and output. It's by Moisten Land, I guess. I'll put the information at the bottom of the screen and I will link it in the description, but it is an automatic system. You plug it in and you put one tube into a water reservoir and you put the other tube up wherever you want it to mist. So I've got this entire unit misting these two top cages here. It could also mist the bottom one if I needed it to, but that is not a human enclosure and so it doesn't need it. But you can mist multiple enclosures and it's much, much cheaper than a Mist King system, which is why I have it. So no hate on Mist King, they are lovely systems, they're just really expensive. So as you see, it's kind of dark so it's hard to tell, but I have that clear tube that goes from here into here. And this is just distilled water, so when this runs out, I just replace the jug. It's so easy. It does also come with misting tips. They're meant to go into the soil. So I will say this, I did buy separate tips, but I just bought irrigation misters. You can see that little gold piece right there. In this particular cage, there's one in each corner, and in Sprig's cage, there's just one in the corner there. Moving downward, you've seen me make this recently. I just posted an entire video of me making this cage, but this is a 5-foot enclosure, and it barely fit on this rack because the rack is 5.5 feet, but the posts here are 3 inches on either side, and so it barely fit, but it fit. We made it happen, and it hangs out down here on the bottom floor because it's one single row, and so this makes up the entire shelving system here on this side. Next to the big 5-foot rack where all the large enclosures are, we have my rabbit essentials station. So this is my rabbit's litter box. It's made out of plastic as well. So again, this was featured in the rabbit room proofing video, but this litter box is magic, so I'll link it below. And then the water bowl, I do have a water bottle hidden behind here. He doesn't drink from the water bottle. It's purely emergency backup in case his bowl runs out of water, especially on like short vacation stays. And then his food dish, which is just in like a ceramic baking dish, but I think this is so cute. I like it better than pet dishes. Now we're gonna move on to the side right here to where I have my next rack system. Next, we have my 4-foot rack. So my 4-foot rack has more cages on it, but they're smaller cages. So it just kind of worked out that way where I have my large cage section and my smaller cage section. Up here we have 2 smaller cages that are 2 feet long, 18 deep, and 18 high. My leopard gecko amoeba vacations in this one. She has been in it longer than I like because with COVID I have not been able to be in school. And that's plenty of room for a vacation home, but her real cage is a lot bigger, I do want to say that. But this one is so much nicer. I do need to redo her bigger cage still. I just haven't been able to go get it. This one is empty and I have zero thought as to what I'm gonna do with it. Like again, it's 2 feet by 18 deep, and I don't know. I don't know what to put in it. I'm considering a cat gecko. That's about it. If you have ideas for what to put in here, please leave it in the comments. Next, on this middle shelf, we have our brand new baby monitor. I finally got a monitor lizard. It is a red Aki, and it's a baby, and he lives in here, and I think he is hiding right now. He just arrived yesterday, so I don't want to take him out, but I will I will insert a clip of me handling him when I did unbox him. And the unboxing is going to be posted next Friday, so sneak peek, but if you want to see the full unboxing of the Aki, it will be out next Friday. But he is here. He is currently growing up in this 3x2 18 tall enclosure. This is not the permanent enclosure, of course. As you know, the 5x2 that's at the bottom of that other rack is the one where he's going to live, but he's only 6 weeks old right now. He's very tiny, and so the monitor is growing up here in this 3x2, which is the ugliest cage I've ever had because it is not decorated. There's no background. This is literally just a like quarantine grow up tank. And as soon as he's out of here, this will get scrapped and this one will be available. So if you have any ideas of what I should put in a 3x2, please leave that in the comments. I'm open to suggestions. I have no idea what to do with these two. I don't know what I want to put in there. It's like the options are endless. This is the cage that's on the floor. This one is 4 feet long and 18 inches deep. Again, another empty cage, but I just got the monitor. So like I said, the monitor is my focus right now until I can get, you know, that under wraps. Then we'll worry about new animals. I do not like to get animals too quickly. I want to make sure they are settled down before we get new ones, which is something everyone should do. Some people, I think, acquire animals too quickly. Anyway, I do have an idea of what I want to go in here. I'm thinking a Shinosaurus crocodiliurus, which was on my pet wish list, was something I wanted when I did my 5 pets I want and 5 pets I don't want video. So yeah, I'm thinking a Chinese crocodile lizard. Again, this is a 4 foot long enclosure, so if you think that's a good fit, let me know. It does hold water. I can go pretty deep with the water here. It's about 6 inches deep water-wise. Let me know. I'm very interested, but this, I don't know which one will be next. I don't know what I will acquire next. So it's just new stuff, exciting stuff. But the pet room's done. Behind me here, you can also see how ridiculous my rabbit is. He has his own ball pit, so Billy gets a ball pit. It's just a box that I threw ball pit balls into, but that's because he chews the box, so nothing fancy, but he loves his ball pit. He's sneaking through right here. I don't know. Does he see him? Billy, what do you want with your ball pit? Okay, goodbye. He was wondering what I was doing. I also forgot to mention, guys, because this is a 4 foot shelf and the monitor, the baby monitor temporary enclosure is 3 feet. I do have an extra foot of space, so what I have here is in the back is where all the cords are, and any potential misting system can also go back here. So this is the back where I kind of hide everything, and then in front that covers all that up is my air purifier, which is very important in general, but I love having the air purifier in a pet room because all my animals are here, so they all get to benefit from the purifier. So all my reptiles and the rabbit get to benefit from it, as well as I work in here, so we all kind of enjoy the air purifier. It's a Levoit brand, so I will link that below. I know a lot of pet people use Levoit for air purifiers, so I will link it in the description if you want to buy one too. Mine's just one of the smaller models, and I am considering getting a second model as well. Okay guys, so here's the closet. It contains most of the things that I use when I need anything. So let me back up and give you the tour. That's all kind of just spare containers. Here, straight ahead, these 2 shelves is where the real stuff's at. So this is my reptile shelf, this top one. Over here is where I keep the food, which I believe I have an order shipment that just arrived with insects, but this is where the insects go. I just kind of stack the cups there and I have more room here. These are my isopods, and I'm planning on getting a second isopod. As you can see, I can fit a second tub here. So I can have 2 different kinds of isopods, even though in here I have dairy cow, regular, just a mix, and dwarf whites. So I do want to get a second container with more isopods because I really like them, actually. I think they're cute. Back there in the charcoal are springtails. Again, space. These are keys for the enclosures, which my enclosures come with keys, which is amazing. So watch my Carolina cages video if you want to know about those. And then these 2 bins. This left bin is like miscellaneous stuff that I need. So it's like my temperature gun, my solar meters in here. These are bags of extra leaf litter. I have a turkey baster. I have fish food for the isopods. So this is just miscellaneous food kind of stuff. And then in here, this is all lighting. That way if a bulb ever goes out, I already have one and a backup there. And I just have multiple lamps where the bulbs can kind of go in multiple lamps. So lighting, random stuff. Then this is kind of the mammal shelf. So the left side here is for the rabbit. These are all rabbit treats and spare toys. Back there are smaller fun bags of hay. These are the pellets. And in the back there is actually hamster and mice food mix, which I don't have a hamster or a mouse right now, but I keep it. I like to keep stuff in case. And then down there is the big hay bin and the litter for the litter box. So that's the bigger stuff for the rabbit, but these are all the little things. And then over here is the dog stuff. This is all like dog treats and dog snacks, to-go bowl, the treat baggy thingy. So this is all food related. I do have spare food. This is, you know, not what I feed, but it's for emergencies. As well as back there, I have an emergency bowl and another canned food for emergencies. So it's just in case. My dogs do get home cooked food, so I don't feed this, but like I said, it's just if, you know, something goes wrong. Here is my medical basket. This is for both the dogs and the rabbit. So I have like critical care. I have Benebac for pretty much any animal that might need that. I have vet wrap, syringes. I have a whole lot of veterinary equipment. If you know my background, you know that I have certifications. So, as well as just basic stuff like Benadryl for the dogs. This is just dog shampoo, flea and tick spray, nail clippers. So this is just kind of my medical related things. And then back there is just spare collars and toys that I haven't given them yet, but I'm just saving them for a rainy day. The last section of my pet room is this. This is my desk area. This is also my home office. I've been teaching a lot from here, and it's tough filming in front of a bright window. But this is my home office. I've been teaching from here, which is why I have my little webcam set up and stuff. So this is where I've been spending a lot of my time lately, but it's nice to finally have an office somewhere you love, right? I sit here and I can just see all of my animals around me, and so I love spending time in here. And lastly, I'd like to mention this in case you don't watch the rabbit video. In the pet room, I redid the flooring, so this used to be carpet. I redid it to linoleum. I can mop it, it's waterproof, it's so much easier to clean and vacuum. But I did layer a couple rugs in here, so it's a lot more cozier. As you can see, we have someone enjoying the rugs. So I do the rugs to make it cozy, but they're smaller rugs, so that way if they do get damaged or gross, I can just replace them and get new ones. As well as the baseboards that you see in here, right? The baseboards, those are actually plastic. I have plastic baseboards in this room. It just means that the rabbit can't chew them because they're not wood. They're easy to clean as well, and they're waterproof for that reason. So everything in here is good to go. That's Minnie, one of my dogs, and she doesn't live in the pet room. And I do want to mention that you're not seeing every animal either. I do have animals that aren't in the pet room, but only a couple. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. I do post every single Friday, and so I will see you next week for some more animal stuff.